These tiny everyday carry flashlights are absolutely awesome, and most people shop for them based on the advertised max lumen output. Probably not a good idea since the tiny batteries inside of these don't give a lot of power for a long period of time, so most of them will have a stepped down output on their highest mode. This is the ThruNite Archer Pro. It has a 14500 battery cell in it, so it's the size of a AA, but lithium and rechargeable. 1022 lumens, but you'll only get that 1022 lumens for 90 seconds. Then it'll step down to 198 lumens. So that does you very little good if you're out looking for something. You have 90 seconds on turbo, then you're done. And that kind of sucks. But what's nice about this flashlight is you have a infinity mode on high where you can just choose your levels between 208 lumens and 475 lumens. So I would buy this light based off of using it on the low to high mode in the center, and you'll get a long lasting, great everyday carry flashlight. And this is why I upgraded to the Archer Pro over the Archer Mini, because I have more lumens in that middle range that last a very long time. Let's go through this guy top to bottom. This ThruNite Archer Pro is $32 on Amazon. You have a USB-C charger that is hidden up here. There's a nice O-ring around it, and you have a battery meter on the back. It's right here. When it's charging, it will show you red or blue. When it gets done, it will actually turn a light orange and let you know that the battery is dying. Tail switch operated. This is basically a tactical tail switch here. So if you push it, it's on. And if you push and hold, it will go down infinitely till it's at the bottom. It'll blink for you, letting you know it's there. And then you can push it again, and it will go up. It will memorize where you're at. And then when you turn it off and turn it back on, it will come on there. Double click for turbo. And if you push and hold, you'll get a firefly mode. Now, when you get this flashlight, it might be locked out. So if you push and hold in the firefly mode, it will blink. It should blink once. And then when you push the button, it'll turn on and turn off. You have to push and hold again till it blinks. Then it is out of that mode and can be used again. So it's a little bit different, and a lot of people use that lockout mode because this button is easily pressed in your pocket. And it's a big difference because this is what I used to use. This is an Olight i5T, and it's in copper. But at the same point in time, the switch on the back was a lot different. Light tap for low, hard tap for high, or it would alternate in between. This one always confused me as to what was going on, but it's a AA inside here, and I liked it, but I'm going through a ton of AA's, and I find that they don't last that well in outdoor environments, and I can't just carry a whole bunch of AA's, so I switched over to these Archers. And I was using the Mini, but the Pro is by far the way to go because when you turn it on, you have a better light in the middle. And I don't run it on high, I run it right about on medium, and I can use it looking at anything outdoors. I can look at cars, and mostly I use this in the shop for when I'm working on something because it's small enough I can clip it somewhere and it's not overly bright. So when I say I carry this outdoors, it's because it's my fix-it flashlight. I can turn this guy on, get in here, and this is on medium. I don't get any glare. I get a great amount of light while I'm looking around different places, but it's not too much. I can shine it on something that is chrome and I don't get a big glare back. It just seems to work, and it's small enough that I can have it in my hand and I can hang on to a wrench. I can have it anywhere I'd like, including if I need to, putting it in my mouth, not exactly what I want to do, or I can put it on my hat and still work without issue and give me the right amount of light. Now, if I did this on turbo, a little too bright, it will come back at me a little bit, but it works. So what does 1022 lumens look like outside or in the shop? This is where I use it on medium for working under the hood. Double tap, there it is. It's not the most bright light that's out there, but at the same point, it's a nice floody light. You do have a little bit of a hot spot that is going to be in the center, but it's not that much. You have a good amount of light that goes around it. But the difference between this and then if we just hit where I'm usually at is negligible. What's push and hold will go up. This is high. You probably can hardly see that. That's low. And again, like I said, I use it somewhere in the middle, which is about right there. And I get great battery life. If you are one of those users that wants to use this on turbo and wants to know if it gets warm, the answer is not really. You can see here we have a max of 95 degrees, 96 towards the end, but mostly here we're in the 90-degree area. That's not bad at all. It's really only about 20 degrees over the ambient temperature here. So I would say no, especially compared to many other flashlights out on the market. We are currently already off turbo mode, so we've had it on for 90 seconds plus maybe 30 more. So it hasn't really had a chance to cool down, but yet it's not running on turbo mode anymore. So pretty cool light. So if you're going to use this light on turbo, no issue. It doesn't get hot. You only have a minute and a half, but either way, it's still a nice bright light that's pretty decent for outdoors or even indoors. So as an everyday carry, it works great, charges up really good, almost an hour on USB-C, not bad. Downsides to this light, internal 14500 battery cell. So it's like the size of a AA, but it is non-replaceable. You cannot get at that battery. It is in there. Once that battery dies, this flashlight also dies. So not replaceable. The switch on the back is awesome. It's very comfortable, great feeling, and it's a nice tactical switch. You can do what you want. It has a good lockout feature. The lockout feature is really hard to really understand in the instructions, but that switch also turns on very easily inside your pocket. It'll bounce itself around and turn itself on. Most of the time, it'll get pushed and it will turn itself onto the Firefly mode, which if it's on Firefly mode, no big deal. It could go almost 15 days on that mode without hardly draining the battery over a day period. It's absolutely nothing. But sometimes it'll lock itself out in that mode. Sometimes it'll do a lot of weird things. So that's the downside. If you're carrying it in your pocket, I would suggest getting used to the lockout mode, locking it out, put it in your pocket, pull it out. That's what I do, and it just is simple. Otherwise, you'll find yourself with this light on in your pocket on accident. The only other downside that I see to it is the short amount of time it runs on turbo mode. Other than that, this light's great, and that's why I highly recommend picking up the Pro model over the Mini, because you'll get higher lumens on the low to high settings and you won't have that drop down, and you'll get a great amount of light output with a good amount of runtime. Always interested in your questions and comments, leave them below. Give us a like in this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you for your time. Have a great day.